Hello, this is Bobby. I'm here today to show you how to create an APA-style reference page, an in-text citation, for a website that has a human author listed. Again, I'm going to use this reference page citation APA 7 PowerPoint, which is located in Canvas, to discuss how these things are built. So first thing is that we're going to use this template where we have a last name with a comma, first initial, middle initial, and a period. If we have more authors, we list them all. And remember that you put that "and" symbol before the last author's last name. The next thing that we'll need is the date of publication. So we'll need the year, month, and date of publication, then the title of the web page, the site name, and then that active URL. The website that I'm going to use for this example, or the URL for the website, is located at the bottom of the page. It's a pretty interesting article about camels in Arizona. So here is the screenshot of the article that we're going to cite. So the first thing that we need to do is locate the author's name. Here it's located underneath the picture at the top of the screen. The author's name is Chris Heller. So now we add the author's name. Remember, last name first, comma, first initial. They only give us one initial, so we're going to use it, capital C, period. Remember, we would add other authors' names if there were more authors, with the "and" symbol before the last author's name. Next, we need the date of publication. So we go back to the page and we see that it was published on August 6, 2015. So I add this information into my template. 2015 comes first, comma, write out the entire month, or the name of the entire month, August 6. Next, we're going to need the title of the web page. So the title of the web page is "Whatever Happened to the Wild Camels of the American West." And so now I need to enter that into my template. Whatever happened to the wild camels of the American West. Notice that only two of these words are capitalized. The W in whatever as the first word of the title gets capitalized, and then American gets capitalized because it's a proper noun. Otherwise, everything else is not capitalized. Next, I need the site name. So I go back, and this is published by the Smithsonian. So I add Smithsonian. Also notice, if I go back, that the title was italicized. Just remember that the title is italicized of web pages. And then I add the site name, which was the Smithsonian, not italicized, written just as you would see it on the web page. Then lastly, I have to add the URL. So I copy the URL and paste the URL into my citation. Notice that my second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth line are all indented, and my URL is an active URL that ultimately should be written in black, bolded, and underlined font. So the final citation looks something like this. We have the author's last name, first initial, year, month, and day that it was published, the title, which is italicized and not capitalized, except for proper nouns like American, and the first word of the title like whatever. I have the site name, Smithsonian, and then the active URL written in black, underlined, bolded font. So again, what do we do with this if we're doing in-text citation? So I have a couple of examples up for you. Here's my example. So here is my reference page entry. Remember, references should be center justified, and that URL should be in black, bolded, and underlined font. And remember, we need the hanging indent, so highlight the reference entry. If you're in Word, Microsoft Word that is, come up to Format, Paragraph, Indentation, Special, Hanging. Right? If you're working in Google Docs, same thing or very similar. The word references should be center justified. The URL should be written in black font, should be bolded, and remember, this whole thing should use a hanging indent. So in Google Docs, we highlight the entry, come up to Format, Align and Indent, Indentation Options, and then change the special indent to hanging. And let's say that this is the information I wanted to use. From the article, that is. So I have this article by Heller, and in that article I learned that by 1857 the U.S. Army had purchased and imported 75 camels, which is crazy knowledge to have, but pretty cool. So now who do I give credit to? I need to give it to Heller. So at the end of the sentence, in parentheses, I can write Heller, comma, 2015, period. And that's really it for my in-text citation. However, you could also put the in-text citation at the beginning of the sentence. So you could say, according to Heller, and then in parentheses, 2015, comma. Well, I'm just going to copy this to make it quicker. Copy by, I'm going to change it a little, by the year 1857, the U.S. Army had purchased and imported 75 camels. So here's an example of in-text citation at the end of the sentence. Here's an example of in-text citation at the beginning of this sentence. But this is what it would look like. I have my writing with the author's last name, excuse me, and the year of publication, and then a reference page that includes all of the required information. Also, don't forget the other resources that I've included for you in Canvas, like different ways to use in-text citation within your writing. So, for example, if you have two sources of information that say the same thing, you can put both of the authors in the same parentheses at the end of the sentence, for example. This document is titled Using In-Text Citation. There's also a template document that has templates for all of the different types of sources you're going to use in this class. And then, of course, don't forget about the PowerPoint that we're using today, titled Reference Page Citation APA 7. I sure hope that you find this video helpful.